What's up, guys? Back again for another video. As I said last video, I said I was going to talk about another fragrance in this channel. I've got plenty of other videos coming up soon, like I said. But this one I wanted to get a full review because I've had this bottle for about 2 months now. And I've been sleeping on it, giving it tries, seeing how I enjoy it. And I've come to enjoy it for the most part. Anyway, the fragrance for today we're going to be talking about is Y Le Parfum. The Le Parfum, actually, from the YSL line. Here we have the box with it as well. It's a full presentation here. Your batch information on the bottom. Everything on this. Batch code is, let's see if I can read it here, 38U7008. Anyway, before we get into this fragrance, obviously, if you're familiar with the Y line, there's a lot of different fragrances in the Y line from Yves Saint Laurent. You've got Y Live, the YET, the Y Le Parfum, and then you have this one here, which is the Y, which is the newest of their line. Honestly, really enjoy this fragrance. So your notes you're gonna get off of here is you're gonna get apple, you got aldehydes, grapefruit, ginger, sage, lavender, geranium, tonka bean, cedar, and patchouli. Now, really enjoy this fragrance, I have to say. I've said it again, I'll say it many times. Opening is honestly my favorite part of this fragrance, if we're gonna go for it. I've got the dry down on this hand. Really nice, not gonna lie. Now, let's get to the opening here. So we'll spray here on the my wrist here. Actually, I already got something in there. Let's go here. Distribution's really nice off of this one. Really far off of this, actually. Now, immediately off of smelling this one, get a lot of apple. There's some ginger in here. Now, lavender's in the middle of this fragrance, really, but I do get a little bit of that lavender even on the opening. It's floral, it's fresh. Now, considering it's black bottle, you're gonna think this is a darker fragrance. It is, don't get me wrong. It's the tonka bean that really adds to this fragrance, that makes it kind of that darkness. Now, it's more of a sweet darkness, obviously. That's how all tonka bean really goes, that I've noticed. The problem with this fragrance, though, honestly, is that it's designer. What are you gonna expect? You're not gonna get niche quality here. The tonka bean off of this fragrance is kind of generic. It goes in that direction where a lot of fragrances go when they use tonka bean. So it's kind of boring at this point because there's a lot of fragrances these days that use tonka bean in them, and it's in this one. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still a good fragrance, but it's a bit generic because of that tonka bean, simply because it's a generic sweetness. Now, if I was to correlate this fragrance to anything that smells similar to this fragrance, it's going to be, honestly, I would say if you've smelled it, some of y'all have smelled it, some of y'all haven't smelled it, and if it's going to be any fragrance that I could say that this smells like, it's gonna be Prada Luna Rose Black. Now, I used to own a bottle of that one. It ran out. I never went out and bought a new bottle, but it smells similar to that. Why does it smell similar to it a little bit in a way? Simply because it's got a kind of almost like a Coca-Cola, like it's got that fizzy soda, something like about that, like, kind of smells like, it pops, like soda. It has that soda kind of smell to it a little bit, like a Coke or like a Pepsi, something like that. I know it sounds weird, but it has that, like, just pop to it. It's on the opening, and they both have that kind of in their openings. However, I guess the difference is that Prada Luna Rose Black kind of goes in that powdery feel to it, almost like a talcum, almost in that direction. That's where Luna Rosa goes. This one kind of just stays fresh, but sweet and dark at the same time. It's a good fragrance. I really enjoy it. If I was to rate this one, I'd say it's probably a 7, maybe a 6.5 out of 10. I enjoy it. I don't love it, but it's a solid fragrance, and it's a dumb reach for me. Really, this can work in all seasons because it's sweet and fresh at the same time. This could be worn during the summer, spring. This could also be worn in the fall and winter. It's gonna do the job. It's not too strong and it's not too weak. It projects pretty decently off of my skin for a few hours. then it sticks closer to the skin, which is nice. So if you do want to wear this during the summer, it's not gonna get clawing. So retail, don't want to pay retail for this one. You're not probably gonna find this on a lot of the gray market sites out there, just because of the branding. It's Yves Saint Laurent, so it's up there. It's a higher, it's one of their higher echelon designers, and it's gonna be harder to find it. Just like Chanel, good luck finding Chanel fragrances. Same thing for this on discounters. Now I did get a deal on this one. I actually bought this one directly off of YSL, their website. They were running I think it was around December. They were running like I don't know, I forgot how much of a percent off it was, but they were running a percentage off of there, and the retail for the fragrance was $150 for the 100 ml bottle, which is a lot of money. That's pushing niche pricing, which is ridiculous in my opinion for something like a designer. However, because of the discount that they were running online, I paid $117, which was a lot better than paying $150. So I went and bought it because I tried this one at the store before. I liked it. So honestly, go for it if you really like it. Honestly, you're gonna like it. You're gonna find it a bit generic, don't get me wrong, but it's a good dumb reach fragrance, and I think it's a good fragrance for someone who's starting out. And you're really gonna enjoy this if you're starting out. If you're a niche head, or you're just a fragrance head in general, and you've dealt with fragrances for a long time, you're probably not gonna like this one. But you could still like it. Don't get me wrong. I've been dealing with fragrances for a long time. I still like it, but I don't love it simply because it's a bit generic. But go for it, guys. This is a solid fragrance. That's all I gotta say. Y'all take it easy.